Rage Pod. I'm here with the Tara Erickson.
I'm here with E-Bar.
And of course we are joined by Wendy, our incredible producer,
Yep.
who loves helicopters.
Yeah, she does. She's a little obsessed. We're trying to get her to move off into another signal, but it hasn't worked.
No. I'm into trains. Everyone knows that. Which just basically means, what, am I on the spectrum?
You really are. You might be.
A touch of the tism because I love trains.
But E-Bar, you have convinced me, and let's just talk about, we got to talk about what we're raging this week. I'm not trying to get a copter again, but I'm telling you right now that you have asked me several times to go to the train on Sundays in Los Feliz, and it is fun as hell, but you are dedicated to it.
Yeah.
So.
I also, though, that train, to be fair, there's like miniature sets.
I know. I love Disneyland.
That's what I'm saying. How are you not like over the fucking moon for it?
I do love it. Just, I don't know. You're a train gal.
I am a train gal.
And just in case nobody knew it, she's a train gal.
I'm going to tell you right now. Flight lost power on landing this past week. It's just another tally.
Another tick to go to the train.
On the train side.
Just so you know, she looked up how much it would be to buy a caboose on a train and hook it onto a train. Legitimately, she looked up how much it would be. So when I am saying she is a train girl, I am not joking.
Yeah.
She spent her real time on that.
Well, I told Ben to do it, but I looked up the general idea of it. And then I was like, partner. Oh, you can do this. Can you figure out how much it costs?
All right, so what do you rage about
That's
this
a good theme connector, my partner, Ben. Anyway, so yeah, let's jump into relationship rage.
Yeah. We want to talk about 3 stages of love because E-Bar is in an 11-year relationship with toddlers.
Speaking of tortoises.
And a long, she's been together with her partner for a long time. Wendy's in a long distance one, but it's only been about a year and a half.
Is it a year and a half?
No, we're coming up on a year.
I was going to say, because it was a year. Because July 4th. They met July 4th.
Yes,
I will never
right.
forget.
That's right. That's my bad.
Never forget for some is 9/11. For me, it's her relationship.
And I am in a very newly dating someone, so I don't have as much juice as you guys. But we wanted to talk about what makes relationships work. So what do you think actually makes that work? 11 years, in my head, I'm gonna be honest with you, Bar.
You didn't think we'd make it. I get it. And that's fine. No. I totally support that.
Not that.
Hypothesis.
I think anyone who tells me they've been in a relationship for 11 years or more, or even 8, I'm like, how?
Well, okay, for starters, and I would love to hear, too, Wendy's thoughts on her relationship because she's, nearing a year, and I think this applies to that as well.
Yeah.
I tell all my friends when we get on the topic of matching with people, I think you really have to know what you can live with and what you can live without. Mm-hmm. Really know what are your priorities, and not just the resume of what's their job.
Yeah.
What's their, just straight up what's their DNA creds.
Totally.
Obviously attraction is something that you have to have.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I knew that I needed to feel seen in a real way.
Yep.
I needed to be with someone that I could communicate with in a lot of different ways. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately for me, those trumped financial security and abundance. Ben totally gets me on so many, he gets me as a person, but he also gets me as an artist.
For that to work, and you're to say that you felt safe, you felt seen, all of that, what did he do specifically? What does he still do that makes that work? Because 11 years, I'm thinking, I'll just be honest, and I think this about a lot of people who are married. I haven't lived with someone since my early 20s, right? I was in a 5.5-year relationship. It was great. None of it was terrible, but there was a lack thereof. You kind of get over it. And I was in my 20s, so I was a different person. But I think there's probably a lack of sex or intimacy. You get tired of them. They're in your face every day. You got to live with them, and then you got to raise kids. I just think it's got to be hard to find the romance, right?
Sure. I mean, I think just straight up by like logistics alone,
Yeah.
being pulled in that many directions, like just like sort of the emotional and mental real estate of having to do so many things. There's no way that you're going to be able to maintain like the freedom of intimacy that you have when you're in your 20s and you have zero responsibilities,
Right,
that
right.
you do when you've both got jobs and kids and in taxes and
And a mortgage
a mortgage, and now like filling up your car with gas. Huge
Totally.
responsibility.
Yeah, God.
And obstacle to overcome, as
Kill
you
me.
know
Yeah.
so well. I can be the ugliest version of myself around Ben, and Ben can be the ugliest version of himself around me. And I have a complete trust that he still loves me and is attracted to me.
That's great.
Even in those moments.
That's
even
very
like,
comforting.
or maybe not in that moment, but afterwards.
Sure.
And that was a big like signifier for me, because in previous dating situations or relationships, if somebody had done something that was really ugly and cringy to me, it was hard to rebound.
Yeah.
Like it was hard to come back to like, oh, I ever want to see you without your shirt on again, you know?
Right. Like, you mean you got the ick and you couldn't come back from
Couldn't
it.
come, yeah.
Yeah. And you feel like have you ever gotten the ick with Ben and have
Absolutely.
come back with it? But you
Yes.
have come back with it because, like, what would be the number one thing? And then I'm going to come to you, Wendy, that made you go, I saw the ick, but I brushed it away. But it's something that he's doing, right? Because once we get the ick, that's hard to get it out.
It's not an ongoing ick. If it was
Yeah.
an ongoing ick, that would be really, really hard.
Exactly.
There was just some like moments, but I remember there was a wedding that we went to and he got like really, really drunk.
Uh-huh.
And like, I just was like, I won't do it again. I will not do
Yeah.
that. Like, and I know for some people they'd be able to, I just was like, I'm so turned off by you on this night. Like, you're too much. You've drank too much and you're too fucking much.
Yep.
And like, and I literally told him that like the next day in the most psychopathically calm way and tone. Like, hey, so just so you know, like, I'm not going to do this again.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to set a boundary, because it's like, I have friends like that. I've been in those where you see that other side of that person. You're like, I am not attracted to that person at all. I don't even really want to be like half your friend right now.
Yeah.
This is too much.
Not like I was hurt by you. I'm grossed out by you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like major ick. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and this is probably the other side of like, how do you keep things going? He is such a communicator, and I am such a communicator that like we can have those conversations and we can actually implement changes.
Right.
It doesn't mean that we don't fall and we don't like set ourselves back. Like
Yeah.
we're very flawed, but just the fact that like he can course correct and wants to.
Right.
Like, that's the work, right? Like we always hear like relationships are work. What does that mean? And it's like, that's an example of the like, do you want to prioritize this? Which means you might have to make changes in your day-to-day patterns that feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because it's real easy to just stick in those patterns.
Totally. I mean, I feel like for you, and since you've only been in a year one, like, have you gotten the ick, or have you had an issue where he has course corrected, where you've been like, thumbs up, buddy?
Yeah, the making noise when he eats.
Oh, that's a big one for Wendy, guys.
She's got misophonia, in case you guys didn't know.
We're early enough in where it's not that, but I think for us, it's making it work because there is a distance. You know, he's 5 hours away by car. So prioritizing between work, between the podcast, between my life, and then also carving out that time to make sure that we get to see each other, because we don't want to let too many weeks go by before we get together. Like, for instance, on Thursday night, he was really tired, but he was like, if I don't get down there this weekend, I'm not going to be able to see you for another 2 weeks. So he jumped in the car and drove down. And I do think there is that level of being committed to trying to make it work. But at the same time, if I was to say what gives me rage in my relationship right now, it is the distance. I kind of love and hate the distance. I love it because I'm so busy and I can have my own independence and do my own stuff. But I also hate it because when it's a Saturday afternoon and you're kicking it by yourself and you wish somebody was there and he's not. But we're making it work, and we know we're going to have to be just a long distance for a little while, but we know
So that's not a him thing, though. That's a distance.
that's
Is there
a
anything-
circumstance.
Yeah, we've got to
circumstance.
dig a little deeper
Those are
there.
logistics.
I asked you,
That's a
and
map.
with him, what has gone on there? Because we got to get to the juice. Like, has there been anything? And it's fine if you say
Besides the chewing.
exactly.
Okay, being really honest, there were some times where his drinking, I would be like, you got to slow your roll, bud. And he's aware. And we've kind of had those conversations. I've had that very calm, like, this is not how it's going to be. I did date somebody years ago who was an alcoholic, and I was never going to get into that situation again. And
Does
So
he change when he drinks?
he hasn't drank in 2 weeks. Oh,
Okay.
no, does he change? No,
But
he...
I mean, like, what? Yeah, what is it? Does he get a little too
No.
loud? Too whatever?
No,
Okay.
no, he's totally fine, like his fine, like fun, jolly self.
Yeah.
But I was just like, you don't need to come home and drink every day after work. That's not
Yeah.
healthy.
Totally. That's tough if you're seeing that, because you're like, I'd like you to last a little longer. Like,
Exactly.
Be around a little longer.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes.
Not like.
But
I
he's,
think Erica laughed because I said last a little longer, and I think she was singing with the ding dong. Which I feel like, because if you drink, you could last longer, but then you're not coming.
Oh no, I was. Oh my
What were you
God.
thinking?
I was
Yvar?
thinking
Because I
about-
saw a laugh and I looked at your eyes. I was like, we're not thinking the same thing.
I was thinking about death.
Because I can. Oh,
And then I was like, and like maybe a little bit of it is actually a preservational tool, right? Like you can store things in alcohol and it lasts a little bit longer,
yeah.
but not the body with too much of it. Right?
Yeah.
Not the human body over the course of 90 years or whatever.
Right.
That's
right.
literally, I just let you in on exactly what I was thinking about. Like it's kind of
Oh,
like
the stuff in
formaldehyde.
cherries. The stuff in cherries that they put the little cherries
Yeah.
in. That's what it is. That you could preserve a body in that.
Right, exactly. Like it's sort of like formaldehyde, except it also has negative consequences and could lead to your death as well. But
Totally.
But I think but the fact that you both are making the effort to overcome the distance to see each other and prioritize, and then also that like he's, again, course correcting, not like that just shows that's sort of the work when people say, right, like you're doing you are consciously choosing to make this a priority and then doing the things to support that relationship versus like, I don't know, some people probably just get okay, I'm in the relationship, I don't have to do anything else besides like whatever I want to do in my life and like the basics of showing up.
That's the way to make it fail. Because I'm like, if you're not continuing to like he's not going sober for 2 weeks, right? Or is he? Are you haven't asked him to go fully sober, or did you?
I didn't ask him to do anything.
He's
I just asked
stopped
him to watch it, and
Right.
it's something he's wanted to do. Watch it, and he was like, you know what? I'm not going to drink tonight. And he was like, and then the next day he was like, I don't think I'm going to drink today too. And I was like, good. And
Great.
and he's just kind of like, he's like, I don't know how long this is going to be for, but I just want to reset. And I
Okay.
was like, great. And I
Yeah.
supported 100%.
Okay, I love that. I mean, we have written in here like the things we pretend that they don't matter, but they actually do. And I'm like, I don't know. What do you guys feel?
Wait, before we move on, is there anything that's come up or is it too new for you guys?
I think it's really probably too new. I also think I am an only child. I I think I lost people early in my 30s. It changed
You
me
did.
fundamentally as a person, where I felt very singular and alone. And I got really used to that. I think I'm really good at compartmentalizing. And I got really good at just being alone, living alone, stuff like that. And I don't mind it. There is something very freeing about it. So I think that sometimes the codependency with people makes a relationship work. And I have never had that with, and not even sometimes with friendships, but I've then had to train myself to go like, pull yourself back. And that's my problem. That's something I talk about in therapy. I'm not saying that's the right move. I'm just saying that I I like living alone and I like being independent, but I think who I am dating right now has been a perfect addition to my life because of the way that he has come in and brought like laughs and joy, and I feel understood and seen and like listened to and all of that stuff. But I think I would be probably the biggest red flag versus him. Like, I think that I'd be the walking red flag, and like, why I would never, and I've told you guys this, where I'm like, I don't foresee myself living with anyone. You could live next door. That'd be great. I would love it if you live closer, but I want my own space. I've never had the urge to like
cohabitate.
Yeah, since I was in my 20s, I did really want that, and now I'm sort of done with that. So there's still this, I think, independent side that I'm like, I don't know if it's great for relationships because I'm so used to being alone.
Yeah, and being self-sufficient and getting to control your environment and your day-to-day. I think that that's actually not, I don't think that people in relationships have to cohabitate.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's a lot of people who have spoken to the benefit of having their own place or having separate rooms at the very least.
Yeah.
Because even codependent couples will get to a point where they're like, oh yeah, I love you, but this is too much. And they see the benefit of getting away. Like, I think Wendy, and talking about like, oh, there's part of the distance that she likes, that's probably wrapped up into that situation, right? But she doesn't even realize, because you're also in, this is so funny to like talk to her like this way.
I know, I see you. Like, I know you're talking to her, but
it's like I'm gonna bounce it off the wall to her.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it's like also in year one that you two have this distance, but I don't know that you wanting to maintain some level of like is necessarily a red flag. I think it's also, intimacy isn't just tied to geographical proximity.
And I think your point about, pretending, that it doesn't matter, but it actually does. And I think a big important thing of making a relationship work is that you have to both be independent people. You have to have your own life, your own friends, your own interests, your own hobbies. And I think what worked so well with me and Steve, and one of the things that I was so attracted with him, was that he did have all of that. He has his own social circle. He has his own life. I think when couples just have each other as their own social outlets and everything is involved around just each other, you're going to suffocate and you're going to smother it. So I think it's healthy to have some level of independence.
Yeah, I agree. I that's why I was like, I still don't understand how you living together. I know, and it seems insane to me, but I say this to all my friends. I'm like, but how do you guys live together? Day in and day out. You see each other every day. You go to sleep in a bed, they're right there. You wake up, they're right there. I realize that I'm watching all these reality shows and they're like, I can't wait to wake up to you. And I'm like, that's great. But we're not 11 years in.
No. And also that's a highly produced show. Like we can only take that at so much value. Okay.
Right. Well, I feel like these people, they're being honest, but it's because we're not seeing them 11 years in.
No.
We're seeing them in the beginning. And they do mean that. And they're probably very much in love. But I feel like I just had to, like, I don't know, grow up to be 60 and not care or something at my age. Like, there's something fundamentally different in the way that I look at that I go, that's not going to last. And that may just make me a pessimist.
No. I mean, I think that the stats support what you are saying. I don't think it is easy to find a relationship that, like, everybody is stoked about every single day, every single week of every single month of every single year. Right. Like, to you brought up sleep. We don't always sleep in the same bed, because that was another thing I was going to say.
Right? You're
so
like, get out of here.
Ben, he's got some sinus stuff, but also he struggles with his weight, and this is nothing that he wouldn't talk about. He's very much an open book. He snores, and I'll tell you right now, like, there have been times where, like, I hear him snoring, and I'm like, I think you're the worst person in the entire world. Like, I think this is where the, like, demon spawns.
Yeah, like you're induced with rage when you hear him snore, right? You want to kill him. Yeah, I would
talk
be too.
about misophonia. Like I hate it so much.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that I like very briefly dated who I went to a wedding with who like snored so loudly after he had like gotten so drunk. And I hated him, but I had the ick that like I was like, oh, I never want to see you again. But
Because of the snoring.
because the snoring, and also too, he got like overly drunk at a wedding. But see the difference,
Yep.
right? I could come back with Ben,
Yep.
but
Ben
also
overcorrected. He understood. He understood the assignment.
and I can understand with snoring. Like, okay, well, just go. We sleep in different rooms until until you figure this out, which he's like working on it, right? And recently, I
You
said,
got to CPAP it.
I've been asking for it forever, but it's like it's tied to his like weight issues, so I have to be sensitive to that. But I finally said to him recently, like it just came out. We were like having some sort of like little argument or whatever, and I was like, I just don't understand why you haven't done anything about it.
Right.
Because like he went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, okay, I'm going to give you a referral, and then he said someone's going to call you in a week, and nobody did.
And he didn't follow up.
And I was like, I don't understand. Why have you like? And it just came out, and that's what he needed.
Oh, so
He
he didn't
needed
get
that.
angry. He needed that, and then he responded.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna be like he got mad. Okay, so I mean, is that when we're talking about things that you pretend don't matter in a relationship, but they actually do? What would that be for you guys? Because I mean, I guess people could say like, oh, if they snore, it's like it's not a big deal. But then you're like,
No, it's a huge fucking deal.
Right?
It's horrendous.
yeah, it's terrible. I
It's
bet.
literally like if you put that in a movie with nothing else, that's a horror film that should win awards. Just a white screen with snoring.
We'll just call it the snorer.
Yeah.
Skip to it.
Just call it Snorefest.
I love that.
And then it becomes like a film festival or something. I don't know.
Well, what do you think, Gwen? Like, what are your things? What people pretend is fine in a relationship, but it's actually not. Like, what is that with yours?
Well, there's one story I wanted to bring up. It was friends of mine, this couple, that he was adamant that the pets couldn't sleep in the bed with them.
Okay.
And she had a cat that
Bye,
was
Felicia.
she had a cat that was ill, and so he still wouldn't let the cat in the bed. She would sleep in the guest room with the dying cat, and I was out of my mind about this. I was like, how did you agree to that? I straight up asked her. I was like, why would you even agree to that?
Right.
And I saw this story online last week where Jessie Buckley, the actress, when she first met her now husband, I guess his cats hated her, and they would shit all over the pillows and just like her side of the bed. And she looked at him and she was like, I've had it. It's either me or the cats.
Which she looked at him.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of get it, but I'm also like, as a cat person, that's really, but
He got rid of the cats.
He got rid of the cats.
well, I don't think he killed them.
But
he
they're his freaking cats. They're his cats.
I
And
need
he
I need
went,
to know more.
I'm gonna give away the cats to keep her. Get an extra litter box and put it in the bedroom. And
But
be
they
like,
it might have been her. Like my cat started. We got a new roommate, and she fucking marked that roommate's room. Like did not like that person. So it didn't matter if there was another litter box. It was about the person.
Is that a red flag? If your cats hate your partner that much, we'll see. TBD. We'll see if they get
know,
divorced.
like, did
never-
he get them? Like, cause maybe he got them a home of somebody that he could go
Well,
visit
did
them
he?
daily.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know. Which means no, probably not.
We got to
He
do
probably-
a follow up.
We'll do a follow-up.
We
We'll
got to
look
do
it
a
up.
follow up.
Uh,
But yeah,
what-
no, I know what you're saying. Like that's like really aggressive though. Like a cat pooping on your pillow.
Like, okay, I get it. Like, okay, fine. If you walk in, there's poop all over my pillow if you're talking every single night, it's very frustrating. But I'd be like, those are your babies.
I know. I think that there's a difference between like, because I definitely had an ex that didn't like cats, and I was like, oh, I knew it wasn't gonna last. I was young, so I was
Right.
like, it's like this isn't gonna last. Like, just doesn't like
Right.
your cat. Like
Yeah,
that's
forget about
different. And between that and oh, this cat is actively waging a fecal war
war.
against you.
Fecal horror is fucking great. I mean, okay, so I have looked at, well, I've been watching, you guys know, I'm on the reality. And one big one at Married at First Sight was that they teamed up this couple because their sex drive was the most matched up.
Okay.
And I'm wondering
Okay.
if like a sex drive mismatch is,
That's a good question.
when you think about it, so much so to go, I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah, I actually had that exact situation with my ex-husband who
Because he's gay.
because he's gay.
Yeah, just an FYI.
So
I would imagine.
But it was, and it was so awful because when I didn't realize what the issue was, I remember having a conversation with my mom and just saying, I don't know what to do because everything about him is wonderful. He's a wonderful dad. He's a wonderful partner. I enjoy his company, but it's so bad that it makes us not even want to attempt it anymore.
Yeah.
And she said, Wendy, you're too young to be in a sexless marriage, because I was like, do I leave? Do we break up? What do we do? How am I supposed to live like this? And she kind of gave me this reassurance that is incompatibility. Like, that is something that would break up a relationship. And then cut to, surprise, he's gay. And I was like, oh my God, everything makes sense
It
now.
makes so much more
I
sense.
wasn't even that mad. I was more relieved. I was like, no shit, that explains everything.
Explains a lot. It's pretty clear, pretty black and white.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I think with sex drive, what's interesting is because you are saying the word drive, there's a lot of layers here, right? Because there's like sexual compatibility, and then there's like appetite,
Hormones,
like
and
how
stuff.
how often,
Yeah.
and then just like sort of desires and wants, and
Yeah.
so I mean, I can definitely tell you that the frequency in our relationship has gone down.
I'm sure.
But I don't feel like, I don't know if drive is the right word, but I don't feel like the drive has gone away.
Yeah.
And like,
Do you feel like the frequency is tied to perimenopause, kids,
All of
business?
it.
It's just everything.
yeah, and then it's like, oh, I'm tired. And then as you're getting older, you're turning more tortoise. So then you're like, oh, if we're gonna have that kind of sex, I gotta drink 7 gallons of water, and
Totally.
like, and I've only got 20 minutes. Can we
Yeah.
make this happen? You know, it's
Totally.
like there's so much.
You need more help just to even frickin' do
Yeah.
the job.
I've been
do a
thinking
lot.
about getting an IV that I walk around with, and then
Yeah.
and then I'm always.
But I feel like it goes straight to your blood. But I don't know if it
If it lubes
lubricates
down there.
If it lubricates downstairs.
Yeah, it doesn't translate.
I don't think
That's
it'll
what I'm
hurt.
saying. Well, you don't think it'll hurt? Yeah, I don't think
She
it'll
wants
hurt.
to see me
Look at her
walking
go.
around
She really does.
with an IV.
So hook her up to the saline, honey. Let's see what juice and
my
get started
God.
there.
Oh my God!
'Cause-
She wants me to go full cocoon.
She does, because she can hear you. Y'all are neighbors,
Yeah.
and y'all keep the windows open. Because I remember one time I was at your house, and we heard Wendy juicing it.
No.
we did.
Just a little bit, yeah.
But we were happy for you.
Yeah, I was like, great, juice away, man. But point being is you can kind of hear it, which I just think is funny.
I
Shit,
now
I thought
think we
that water fountain really masks that. I guess
No, it doesn't mask the.
No, it needs.
Oh my God. All right, let's go to the
Wendy's
next
like,
section.
you did not hear me because I'm at least 3 of those. Yeah. I don't do a single. But I also like the idea of wearing a hospital gown to commit, because it's then convenient too, because then there's no clothes to take. Like, it's right there.
Oh yeah, you're already ready. You're naked. I mean, you might as well go in the nude.
With the IV, just
So in
walking
the
around nude with an IV.
how hot is that? All right, let's juice it. Let's get it going. I feel like, I mean, a couple other things that we wrote down here is like cleanliness, like living habits, employment, money difference, which I'm like, yeah, that's always going to happen in a relationship. I think, but especially for me, I need the space to be clean, and if it's dirty, I need to know that I made it and not someone else. Otherwise, it's gonna be, I don't know how people do it, where they're like, they pick up stuff, and like that would really get to me. The money difference is always gonna be me. I'm probably always gonna be on the lower end and out mind it, because I'm like, follow your heart, follow your dreams. I don't want to be, I'm already depressed, and there's already a struggle. So imagine if I get a 60-hour-a-week job and I'm making all the money. I would be a shell of a person, I think.
And it might not be as much money as it needs to be.
As it needs to be,
Yeah.
to be that shell of a person, to make
Yeah.
up for it, where I'm like, I'm a shell of a person, but I can fly us to Mexico for the weekend, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't
But
know
you
that.
don't want to go. It's a little. It might be a little dicey with cartels. So
Yeah.
don't worry, you're not missing out.
Yeah, I want to keep my head.
But I think there's also something where whatever somebody contributes to the relationship, it doesn't have to be money, but if they're there for you emotionally, if they can support you in other ways, I think there can be equity in relationships where it doesn't have to be that. I think the problem becomes when someone doesn't have a job, they're not motivated to find a job, and then you're the one paying for everything. I think that's where resentment grows, and that's really rageful. But I think people can contribute in other ways if they're not necessarily a breadwinner. It's the unemployment and not doing anything about it that I think is problematic.
And then also not cleaning the house.
Yeah.
Not cooking dinner. Not thinking about the things that can make the person who is doing all of the work, not thinking about how to make their life easier.
Exactly. I would like, sometimes I've thought about it because I love cleaning and organizing that. I'm like, I would make such a good trad wife. Like, I don't want it, but like if someone was like just loaded and they were like, you don't really have to work, I'd be like, I'm cleaning, everything will be organized. I'm
making
cook.
my own butter.
That sounds
We're
fun
done.
as hell to me. I would love that. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I have time to make our bread. Well, I made the bread. There's
The
no
problem
way
is
I could
that
sit
you've
there
got
and
15 kids running around
True.
if you're going to be this person.
kill me.
15 kids.
No, but can
some
I
of whom
be it
that you
without
can that
kids?
you can like. I don't know if that makes you a trad wife. Can
You're
someone,
right, you're
can
right, you're
someone let
right.
us know? Now I know there's going to be people who be like, that's not what a trad wife is. But can we like get a sense of numbers?
You're
How
right. You're
many
right.
like single trad wives are out there that are like leading the charge on the movement?
Right.
I'm sorry, childless.
There's
trad
not.
wives.
There's not. So I guess mine would just be find somebody rich and just, I don't work, but I tell you what I'll do is everything will be clean. I'll cook meals. It'll be organized. But
Yeah.
I feel like I love doing that. Like I come alive when I'm like, I gotta fix my garden and
I
I've
think
got to
we can
make the
find
bed.
this person.
Do we think?
But we really like the person that you're
I
dating.
really like.
so
I
don't
really
No,
like
we're
Mike, so it's like
we like Mike.
I'm already in there with that. I just
But,
like maybe
yeah.
one day I'll get loaded. Like I'm working hard on it. I don't think that it's like out of grasp for me. So we're getting there. We'll see.
And-
It's YouTube is a weird game.
Never
This is going to be a weird, this is going to sound so crazy, but really what this all comes down to is communication.
It's
Yeah.
true though.
But it's so true. It's so like, you know, you were saying like, oh, I can't imagine like cleaning. I even like more recently, like I'd say in the last couple of years, like I do a lot more of the like house stuff. Like he just is allergic to laundry. Allergic to it. But he will recognize
Yeah.
and say, but he's also staying up until like 2 a.m.
To work.
to work.
Yeah.
So it's like,
tough.
and I will recognize that. So
Yeah.
it's like,
you got to find the balance.
But like, if I think what happens is when, and this is obviously traditionally, and historically it's been women, it's like they're doing all of this work. There's not really a lot of recognition.
right.
There's not really any kind of awareness.
Right.
It's not looked at as anything of value. It's just looked at as like, oh, that's just
Oh,
what
that's
happens.
just what you do. Yeah.
That's where the rage really begins to fester.
I'm with you because if Mike came into my apartment, he went, "Wow, I love how clean it is." And I was like, "Cha-ching!" I just felt like really proud about it because sometimes like guys will come in and I'd be like, "Don't you see how clean it is in here? Doesn't it smell nice? Can't
don't.
you just think like this is a nice place?" But anyway, so I get it. Like feeling seen in those ways does matter, you know? Well, let's just get into the rage hotline, see what's going to piss us off this week.
You've reached the Rage Hotline. Please leave us a message.
Hi, ladies. I need a sanity check. My boyfriend of 2 years is a nice guy, but he refuses to make a single decision. Where to eat? I don't care. What to do? Up to you. Cool. Except now I'm the CEO of our entire relationship. And the kicker, when I do pick something, he'll go, I'm not in the mood for that. You don't get veto power after opting out. I've asked him to plan one date night. We ended up on the couch while he scrolled for 45 minutes trying to pick something to do. And then we ate leftovers. I snapped and said, I feel like I'm dating a ghost who occasionally eats meals I choose. He says, I'm being intense. Am I crazy or is this rage valid?
Very valid. It's very valid. Like, just have some fucking idea once in a while. So, because decision making is tiring.
Yes, it
It's really fucking tiring.
Yeah.
You know? And I get the whole being the CEO. And sometimes, Ben and I've definitely had fucking arguments over that. And he'll be like, but then I pick and you don't like it. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just fucking pick and then let me complain. But
Right.
no, but I think it also comes down to, again, are there other things that he does to compensate? But if it's just whatever, that feels like a communication issue.
I feel, that's terrible. Because I have seen Ben, I've been at your house, where we've ordered pizza and Ben is like, no, Erica's not going to like that. and now that I've known you for so long, if somebody goes, we're going to order champagne or wine, and I'm looking at the phone, I think I was with Wendy, and I went, nope, she's not going to drink that.
I love you
Skip
for that.
next. Nope, she's not going to, that's not going to be in her alley. Here's what the alley might be. And I feel like he does a good job of that. So I'm like, if this person is not getting that out of their relationship, where number one, you're choosing all the time, he's not recognizing it, but then when you choose, he always has an issue with it. I'm already exhausted and being like, I think I gotta go now. Cause I'm not, what the fuck is this? Is honestly how I feel.
Well, and here's something that he could be doing. Obviously he's like, I don't fucking care. I don't know. I'm an amoeba, whatever. So, but he can ask her, is it hetero?
Yeah, it's hetero
Okay.
couple.
He can ask her hey, he could say something like, I really don't care. So let's maybe figure out what you want.
Right.
At least be part of the process.
Totally.
Don't just say oh, I'm out.
Yeah. You know what I would do? Here's my suggestion. I would turn it into a game. I'd be like, here's 3 things that I feel like I want to eat tonight. It's Italian, it's this thing. Put them in a fucking hat, and whatever you choose is what we're fucking getting. And if you fucking complain about it, I'm fucking out because I can't.
Right.
If it's literally been it feels like, because she says she feels like she's dating a ghost who eats meals that she chooses, that I'm like, all she's now what we have to do is to kind of treat it with childlike hands, where it's let's play a game and you pick up a piece of paper.
I think instead of just her having to adapt to what he wants,
Totally.
He can participate in other ways. If he doesn't
Yes.
have an opinion, which clearly then he does have an opinion.
Yeah, because then he's like, man.
At least then say, let's work on this together. I don't really care, but let's maybe figure out, oh, okay, we had, pizza we've had it 3 times this week. Let's not do Italian.
Right.
Just participate.
Yeah, thank you.
Participate in the
add
process
words.
in any way. Even if you don't have a strong opinion, that's fine. But then help her figure it out
Exactly.
together, because now she's constantly feeling I don't know. It's stressful to try to figure this out. And then half the time you don't like my decision, but then you have no criticism without any offering of a potential solution.
The worst.
Is horrible.
Do not come to me with a problem without a solution.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to hear it. And if this is their biggest problem, I'd be like, I'm getting a whiteboard. Here are 50 DoorDash things, places that we can go. Pick one. Because
But you know what?
It's not my job anymore.
I bet that this, how you always say, is it really about the ordering of the food, or what is the bigger problem? Because if he's doing it about this, is he participating in any decision making
Exactly.
in their relationship, and all the burden is on her?
I was trying to give him a getaway out of jail free card, but she's right.
No, it's not. It's complacency. It's
everything.
not wanting to take, because it takes effort.
Yeah,
we think people get, it's oh, you're doing, it's not being part of a system, part of a group, which is what being in a family and a relationship is. It's not just literally physically being there, and it's not just hammering nails into the wall or using
gotta
a
make
drill.
decisions.
It's also the mental energy, and that's so often the emotional burdens and families so often come down on women. And that was definitely something for me. I was I'm not carrying that alone.
Yeah.
That's a priority for me.
You shouldn't. I just want to say to that guy that relationships take work.
Yeah.
Bro, that's what this whole thing is. And I'm not yelling at her because she wrote in. She gets it.
You're yelling
But
at him.
Come on, dude.
You're yelling at the ghost.
Step it up, or she's out of there. And I hope she is if he doesn't.
I don't know. I don't know who these people are.
Me neither. I don't know either. I'm just going to assume that maybe she's like me or is like bi, because
Yeah.
what?
Okay, so to wrap this up,
Yeah.
we're talking about relationships. I want to know what your all love languages are between words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, or physical touch.
Yeah, it's for me, it's definitely words of affirmation and probably like acts of service. But I will tell you, here's one thing. I know we're not allowed to have a ton of them, but I did date a guy who he was like French, and he would always like sort of like, he would sit close and he would always like sort of like massage my hand or my leg.
Okay.
And I was like, this is so nice. And then it
Yeah.
kind of made me think like maybe I'm a physical touch person because I liked it so much. But I'm like, you really have to be built that way. So
But also,
I don't know.
like, if the physical touch is right, like, obviously, this guy
Exactly.
knew your sensory,
Yeah,
you know,
it was
buttons.
He would just sort of it would just be sitting at a bar. It wouldn't be anything weird, but he would just like massage my hand or my leg or something. And I'd just
God.
be like, this is so nice. Like
If you-
it literally made me addicted to spending, being around him because it just felt so nice.
Oh, if someone gave me a scalp massage, I might be possible. I could cheat on Ben,
Totally,
100%.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's your love language?
I honestly, not to be like me too, but it like acts of service, 100%, because that to me says so much. Like, you're thinking about me, you're thinking about how to make my life easier.
Yes.
So it's beyond just the thing,
Yeah.
but also depending on where my self-esteem and emotional like self-worth is,
Totally.
obviously validation is up there too.
Gotta have it. We
Yeah.
gotta have it. I mean,
Yeah.
we're both actors, so we gotta
so
have it,
it's like-
obviously.
yeah, our self-esteem's in the toilet. Anyways,
Yeah.
what about
in the
you, Wendy?
trash.
Am I a red flag if I say all of them?
100%.
You're
That's
not
a
allowed.
fucking
I
lot,
just,
dude.
Yeah, like what?
That's
You're
a
not
lot,
allowed.
and you're not doing the exercise.
Yeah,
That's the
come
red
on.
flag.
This takes work.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I would-
Talk about not fucking choosing.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Like, wow, red flag.
Make a
for
like
sure.
she's like, I don't care. I want all of it.
I want
You-
all of it. I want
You
it
want
all.
Italian. You want
Yeah.
American. You want
Okay.
fucking Thai.
She wants it all.
I want it
Just-
all.
Come on, just,
I know.
you got to choose.
If I really had to choose, I would probably say acts of service to echo what Ibar said, because our lives are so busy. So when someone comes into it and helps
Yeah.
alleviate some of that stress
Yeah.
and sees something that needs to be done, I'm just like, oh, thank you.
yeah, 'cause,
Knowing
like,
you, I would pick acts of service for you.
yeah. Because Ebar knows, like, in going to the bar a lot or whatever, going out, that she knows that if she can get me a drink when I like
Yeah.
arrive and it's there,
It's
it's like my most favorite thing, and it's not like I'm making you guys like pay for it. Like, I'll Venmo for it.
No, it's just
but
the
I
fact that it's there.
It's just
Yeah,
that it's there.
that it's
I'm
there.
like, literally, that's like such a treat for me.
Yeah.
That could make her, that like makes my day. And that's such a simple thing when you think of acts of service, that if you can recognize that about somebody, and it's not large things, it's about the fucking small little fucking things.
Well, it's
and that's in a
also-
relationship
It's
too.
also about being selfless, right? Like, if someone's giving you an act of service, they are thinking about you.
Yeah.
You know, obviously some of it is like Ben loves to make people feel happy. So
Right.
there's also a self-serving component of it. But
Totally.
ultimately it nets out that it's
a net
like,
positive.
it's giving to somebody else.
Totally.
You know.
Yeah. So to wrap up this episode, and talking about relationships, I guess I'm still the walking red flag. We learned a lot about you. You're in 11 years, but
We've got
you're
a lot
still
of flags,
loving your
but
relationship.
we are flying the flags together.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a huge win to hear somebody say we're in it 11 years and we have toddlers and you own a business together and we are still happy together. I know it sounds insane for me to say this sentence. I think that is a huge win, and it is surprising to me. And that's what makes me probably need more therapy, but that's just me being honest.
Well, it's not like we definitely have really bad moments, like 100%, where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I feel really bad about myself, and I think he feels really bad, and we all feel bad. Like, why are we doing this?
Right.
But it's far.
You come back from it though.
It has the positive has to far outweigh the negative, and for
Yeah.
us that does.
So just a reminder, guys, on YouTube, if you can like, comment, subscribe. When you do, click that bell so you're notified of all the videos that we are dropping. You can also DM us on Instagram. Also, rage@theragepod.com. Send us an email, send us your thoughts, send us voice memos. We'd love to have you on the Rage Hotline. Send us any of your thoughts. We love you. Also,
love
theragepod.com. We have gear up there that we haven't shown you guys, but it's cool. So buy some gear if you want it. And I think that's it. We get the hell out of here, huh?
That's right.
All right, bye.